Do white people have an advantage when dating in Indonesia? And you might be wondering about this question or this topic, yeah? Or you might even find it controversial, but I want to address this today. Here being in beautiful Yogyakarta, and in the background hopefully you can see Mount Merapi and another mountain where I have just forgotten the name. I just looked it up, but what a beautiful scenery here on a Sunday morning. I'm recording this on a Sunday morning, and it's not very often that you can see both mountains. Actually, the best time to do and see this is in the morning. But back to the topic, I don't want to bore you with these beautiful landscapes here. I have received actually a comment from an Indian fella, and he's not the first one to comment and ask this question. Actually, he commented, yeah, you know, Marcel, you are a white guy, it's easy for you to date in Indonesia. And so the question arises, right? Because of these several comments, do white foreigners do really have an advantage when dating in Indonesia? I don't know. Honestly, I do not want to put this case to rest. Yeah, it is certainly true that many, or I don't know, many, I mean you have to look at the ratio, but there are Indonesian women married to foreigners. This is true. And to what kind of foreigners? Yeah, most of them are white guys. That's true. Australians, Englishmen, Germans, you name it. Americans maybe, Dutch people, French. Most, or basically, yeah, almost all Indonesian women I know who are married to foreigners actually are married to white foreigners. This is what I can confirm, except I have one colleague. She is from Bali. She is a Bali girl. She got married recently to a guy from Mauritius. Mauritius is an island state in the Pacific Ocean, for those of you who don't know. And the people there are actually, most of them are from Indian heritage. So I know this guy is of Indian heritage. He is a Hindu, and most of us know that the population in Bali is mostly also Hindu. Yeah, so she is a Hindu, this Mauritius guy is a Hindu. They liked each other, they got married. So I think also the religion played a role in her decision also to get married. Good question, right? So do white foreigners have an advantage? I don't really think so, at least in theory. What comes to my mind is a case which happened last year when I was in Dubai. I did meet a Filipina, and not an Indonesian girl, but there are many Filipinas working in Dubai, and I had a date with her, and I asked her a few questions, and so we shared our stories, and she also told me that she dated a guy from Pakistan and also Arab guys, you know. And I was actually a little bit shocked and surprised, because I thought at the time that Filipinas prefer white foreigners. Yeah, that was just my assumption at the time. Yeah, for those of you who wanna freak out now again and, you know, Marcel, how can you be so silly and stupid to assume that? Yeah, that was my assumption. Probably also based on my experience, you know, when I lived in the Philippines and dated around, that yeah, most of the Filipinas I saw dated white guys, you know. Anyway, so let's go here. So I dated this girl. So she told me the story that she dated a Pakistani and an Arab, and I asked her, so is this common among Filipinas? I thought you guys just want to date white people. She said, no, not at all. The skin color doesn't matter. This is what she told me, the Filipina. Yeah, for her the skin color didn't matter. Yeah, so she was open to also date other skin-colored foreigners, you know, even with different religion, because she told me her Pakistani boyfriend was a Muslim, but it turned out he actually was married, you know. So anyway, different story. So why I'm telling you this, yeah, because I assume when Filipinas are open to date any kind of foreigner, then I also think Indonesians are open to that, you know, because just because you don't see this here in Indonesia, I think the reason is that Indonesia is not a very popular country for Westerners to come here to date. It's not even a popular tourist country. I mean, you have tourists here. You have actually a lot of tourists, but when you compare it to countries like Thailand or even the Philippines, you know, Indonesia is actually very underrated in terms of tourist numbers. You know, it's a beautiful country, it's a big country, 17,000 islands. So yeah, I mentioned this already many times. And when it comes to dating, it's the same thing. So I would not brush this off like, or as that only white guys have a chance to successfully date Indonesian women. No, I think Indonesians are open, especially the Muslim ones, the Muslimas. I'm pretty sure they prefer actually Muslim men, the majority of them. So let's say if you are from Turkey, I hear Turkish guys are very popular. Probably they are handsome, I don't know. Same with the women, by the way, in Turkey, you know. You have to go to Turkey and watch for yourself. Anyway, I think Turkish guys would be very popular. Arab guys, I don't know about North African guys, people from Egypt or Tunisia, I don't know. But I would assume that the majority of Muslim women, Muslimas, who are open to date a foreigner would probably most likely prefer a Muslim. Yeah. So this is just what I assume. And the other ones, the Christian ones, yeah, I don't know. Anyway, so there's no final verdict here. All I want to say is, you know, don't be shy, don't overthink it. Come to Indonesia, visit the country, get a feeling, date the woman, try to date them and try to talk to them, and you get a feeling, you find out for yourself how open they are or not, you know. I would not say that they are closed to date, or that they're not willing to date foreigners from Africa or other Southeast Asian countries or what, you know. I wouldn't say that. Indonesians by nature are very tolerant and open, actually, you know. If you don't believe this, you should come here and see for yourself how peacefully the Indonesians actually live together. And I know there are some hard-headed people who claim the opposite and say no, and sometimes in Jakarta they have riots and this and that, and there are some fanatic Muslims in Indonesia. Yeah, you have them in every country, but Indonesia is, you have some freaks, you have some radicals everywhere, and we all remember the Bali bombings and all that stuff, you know. It's happening also inside Indonesia, but in general the overwhelming impression you get is like when you walk down the street, for example, very peaceful, people getting along with each other. It doesn't matter Muslim, Christian, Catholic, Protestant, Hindu, Buddhist. That's the beautiful thing here in Indonesia. So it's an open society, it's a tolerant society, and this not only applies to inside Indonesia. And I also receive more and more comments actually from some of my viewers or from new viewers who actually maybe, hopefully also through my videos actually learn a little bit about Indonesia and the dating scene here and the possibilities, and they say, you know, Marcel, I've never thought about Indonesia, but now after watching these kind of videos, it really opens up my mind, that I now consider it, and yeah, it's now on my radar and I should check it out. And that's right, that's correct, and that's what you should also do, you know. Open yourself up for the possibility to travel to Indonesia and just check out this place and the women here and the culture and everything, and you like it or you don't like it, you know. And that brings me to the last point I want to cover real quickly here, because I also have received comments and questions regarding what is the best place to start to date in Indonesia. For example, this Indian fella, he asked me, from his profile name I could conclude that he was a Singh, yeah. But I told him, you know, when you are from India and you are a Hindu, then Bali is most likely the best place for you to date and to meet girls, because these girls over there are Hindu, yeah. But other than that, Jakarta is obviously still the best solution, I would say. Big city, international, cosmopolitan, a lot of stuff is happening there. And now, since I have been in Yogyakarta, I also would say Yogyakarta is a very interesting place to date, because you have also Buddhists here, but in a very minority. You have some Hindus here, you have Catholics, Protestants here, and of course the majority is Muslims, but it's a very, very tolerant place. Still yet conservative, but also tolerant and open. So, you know, we should therefore not talk too much about it, but we should practice, you know, and come here and start to look around and date and do your own experiences here, you know. It's good to make these videos, yeah, to give a little bit of a guidance and also to share my experience and opinion. But at the end of the day, if you really find out what Indonesian women like and prefer, then come to Indonesia and find out for yourself, and don't be worried, don't be scared, yeah. These women here are lovely, they are open, they are, yes, conservative also and shy, but you know, they are curious, and this is all I can say. And yeah, and with that being said, guys, I'm checking out already for today. A rather shorter video here from Yogyakarta on a Sunday morning. See you in my next video. Take care, bye bye.